Hello there, my name's Barry Gardner and I operate SafeandSound Mastering, and what we're going to do here is run through the studio equipment. I'm going to speak about what mastering is, and it's all going to be quite relaxed. It's not scripted, so we're just going to do it ad hoc. So first of all, we're going to talk a little bit about what mastering is. I mean, ultimately mastering is about getting a good mix to sound as good as possible when it's released, and one of the major factors is translation, and translation mainly relates to the tonal response of a piece of music and also the dynamic response of a piece of music, and also it relates to the perceived volume of that music as well. Now, in addition to this, if you've got multiple tracks on a release, such as an EP or an album, obviously the tracks would do well to work together nicely. So there is a holistic aspect to mastering as well, and as the sequence of tracks are on an EP or an album, there will be some musical sympathy and judgment made in between those tracks in terms of spacing, and also the perceived relative volumes of those tracks depending on their style, genre, and the instrumental density of those tracks as well. So that's basically what mastering is in a nutshell. There's also an aspect of quality control as well, which is ensuring that the tracks don't have any defects such as clicks, vocal pops, bad edits and things like that, which sometimes go unnoticed when a mix engineer is predominantly concentrating on mix balances and, you know, subjective sound rather than the minuscule sort of details. And so mastering involves a certain type of listening for those kind of faults. And additionally, you know, mastering involves a different type of listening than mixing, because there isn't the flexibility of multi-channel mix downs, because obviously in mastering, if I adjust an EQ at 1 kHz, then that will affect everything in the track, whether it's the vocal, the snare drum, the guitars, the synthesizers. So it is quite a different and more refined type of listening, or sorry, not really more refined, because obviously you have to be able to listen very well to mix. It's just different. It's quite difficult to explain, but anyway, onwards we go. So we're going to have a little look around the studio now. Here we have a Sontec custom equalizer. It's not actually made by Sontec, but it's based on the circuit designs. It's extremely high quality components. It's stereo ganged, it's switched all the way through. We have the legendary Manley Massive Passive, a beautiful passive equalizer with a Class A stereo tube amplifier, or valve amplifier as we're in the UK. Then we have the Summit Audio DCL 200, again a valve compressor, and below that we have the Veris HCL Vari-Mu compressor. Here we have the trusty studio level control, which is basically a passive attenuator. The power amplification in the studio is a high-end NAD amplifier, which produces approximately 200 watts per channel, so there's lots of power there. This controller essentially comes out of the Benchmark DAC1 HDR via Van Damme and Sommer cabling, and you can see we use the Nutric gold-plated XLR series. That's there. As far as monitoring goes, over here we have the PMC IB1S, which is a high-end monitor. As you can see, 3-way, exceptional clarity, exceptional bass definition, good stereo imaging, almost full frequency response down to 25 Hz, so we can really hear what's going on in the bass. There's no guesswork. You can see there's floor to ceiling bass traps there, sidewalls, and we have some diffusion there, and on top you can just see the Avantone mix cube, sometimes useful in mastering, typically for very specific jobs related to balance. Often I'll use that when I'm working with stem mastering. There is some parallel to mixing, although it isn't mixing, and occasionally that mix cube will assist when it comes to double checking vocals and other instruments in the critical mid-range. At SafeandSound Mastering, we're using the Nuendo digital audio workstation, and there's a few plugins there. There's one from Abbey Road, the EMI equalizer, and just over there I think that's DMG audio equilibrium equalizer, and the TT dynamic range meter as well. So we use Nuendo for playback and capture through our analog equipment, and we have a high quality suite of plugins at our disposal. I talk about our, it's actually just me, Barry Gardner. I'll be doing all the mastering work if you send the tracks through to me. There's no one else who engineers for the studio, so it's just myself. Everything's operated and run by myself here, one-man show as they say. And yeah, I mean, hopefully that gives you some insight to what mastering is, type of equipment that we use, and yeah, I mean, additionally mastering some of the less interesting aspects. We can add subcodes to tracks and CDs, and also now broadcast WAV files. We can add artist names, track names, and other details if required. We can provide DDP with MD5 checksum, and we also have a DDP client player, so you can listen to the DDP on any Mac or PC computer. So if you've only ordered a DDP, you can still hear exactly what's going to be on the CD when you get it back from the duplication plant. Okay, I think I've compressed quite a bit of information into that. So yeah, if you'd like to work with me, my name's Barry Gardner, and you can contact me via email, which is safeandsound123@googlemail.com, or you can phone me on 0044, that's for international calls. We're based in the UK, just in case you're going to rack up an expensive mobile bill. Might be best to contact me by email. The number is 07810271371. That's 07810271371. The email and the mobile phone number is on virtually every page on the website. What I would suggest is looking at the mastering FAQ page, which is, if you look over to the left, you'll see a mastering FAQ, which is the frequently asked questions. There's a hell of a lot of information there regarding mastering, and a lot of the questions that I've been asked over the years the studio has been operating. Incidentally, that's 7 years now, and also as an audio engineer I've been working for 20 years professionally, much of that in full-time capacity with the UK's largest audio stroke video now production company. So that's part of my background. You can check my biog, the work that I've done, the mastering clients, the audio engineering experience that I've had over the years on the website as well, under the page called Mastering Engineer. So thanks very much for watching this short video, and I look forward to hearing your music and working with you soon. So take care, and thanks again for watching. Cheers!